Sometimes a message finds you at the exact moment your soul is ready to hear it, appearing not a second too early and not a second too late. It arrives like a whisper carried on the wind, a quiet pull inside your chest, or a sudden sense that something is calling your name. And when it reaches you, it does not feel random. It feels intentional, almost as if the universe has gently placed it in front of you because it knew your spirit needed it right now. This is one of those moments. This is one of those messages. There are times in life when you feel lost, drifting between who you once were and who you are becoming. You may feel uncertain about your path, unsure of your next steps, or disconnected from your purpose. You may sense that something in your life no longer fits, but you don't yet see what's meant to take its place. Deep down, you know change is coming. You feel it like a shift in the air, like a pressure behind your heart, like a quiet longing for something you can't fully name. And even if you can't explain why, you know you're standing on the edge of something significant. This video is meant for that exact version of you, the version who is searching, questioning, and secretly hoping for a sign. This message is not here by coincidence. It is here because you are ready, because your spirit has reached a point where it can finally understand what it once could not. It is here because your path is shifting, your energy is awakening, and your destiny is beginning to pull you forward in ways you can feel but cannot yet explain. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when a message changes everything. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand. It simply aligns with the deepest part of your being, like a truth you somehow always knew, but never had the words for. And when you hear it, something inside you opens. You begin to see your life differently. You begin to understand why certain things happened the way they did, why certain people left, why certain doors closed, and why your spirit has been urging you to grow beyond the version of yourself you once accepted. This is that kind of message, a message meant to awaken you, a message meant to redirect you, a message meant to remind you that you were never meant to stay where you are. Your soul has outgrown old cycles, old roles, old environments, and old versions of yourself. You are being guided toward a new path, a higher path, a path that aligns with the truth of who you are becoming. You did not arrive here by mistake. Something led you, something brought you. Something inside you is ready for what comes next. And as you continue listening, you may begin to feel the subtle shift inside your spirit, the shift that tells you destiny is moving, the shift that tells you your journey is entering a new chapter, the shift that tells you you are not lost at all. You are being guided. So let this message speak to the quiet places within you. Let it reach the parts of your soul you rarely show the world. Let it become the reminder you didn't know you were waiting for, the sign you needed to take your next step, the turning point that begins the transformation you have been sensing for so long. And if this message resonates with you already, don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe for more spiritual guidance made just for you. There comes a moment in a chosen one's journey when the world around them no longer feels the same. It happens quietly at first, like a soft vibration beneath the surface of their life, a subtle shift they cannot quite name. They may wake up one morning and feel a strange distance from the life they've been living. The routines that once felt normal begin to feel suffocating. The environments they used to tolerate start to feel too small, too heavy, or strangely out of place. It is as if something deep inside is whispering, telling them that the season they are in is no longer aligned with who they are becoming. This whisper is the beginning of awakening. Awakening does not arrive with loud thunder or dramatic events. It usually begins as a quiet feeling in the soul, a sense that life is shifting without the person knowing exactly how or why. They start to notice that old conversations drain them more than before. Familiar places no longer offer comfort. People they once connected with no longer feel close. Something deeper calls to them, something soft but irresistible, like an inner tug guiding them toward a new version of themselves waiting just beyond the horizon. This awakening often brings confusion at first, because everything the chosen one once used as a reference point starts to lose clarity. They may feel emotionally unsettled or mentally restless. They begin to question their purpose, their relationships, their path, and even their identity. They may ask themselves why they feel disconnected from things that used to feel important. They may wonder why their heart seems to be drifting towards something greater, something they cannot yet describe. But that internal questioning is not a sign of instability. It is a sign of evolution. It is the spirit calling out for growth. As the awakening deepens, the chosen one begins to sense that their life is preparing for a shift. They may feel like they're standing between two worlds, the world they've known and the world their soul is urging them toward. Even when nothing on the outside has changed, everything on the inside feels different. The thoughts they used to ignore become too loud to silence. The dreams they pushed aside begin to resurface with greater intensity. The inner voice that once whispered now speaks more clearly. And the chosen one realizes that they are being pulled towards something new, something meaningful, something meant for them.
During this awakening, the chosen one may experience moments of unexpected clarity. These moments can arrive while they're alone, walking in nature, staring at the ceiling late at night, or sitting quietly in a place they've been 100 times before. Suddenly, they feel something unlock within their spirit. They may not know what the message is, but they can feel the shift, a knowing that something bigger is trying to reach them. It feels like the universe is rearranging itself around their path, preparing them for a transformation they cannot avoid. And yet, awakening also brings discomfort. It disrupts the patterns that no longer serve them, exposing truths they once avoided and urging them to shed layers they've outgrown. They begin to feel misaligned with the old version of themselves. They may feel drained by certain people or environments that no longer resonate with their evolving spirit. They may feel restless in the spaces where they once felt at home. This discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is awakening. As the chosen one steps deeper into this awakening, they become more sensitive to the energy around them. They begin to sense opportunities that feel aligned, even if they don't fully understand them. They notice signs, synchronicities, repeating numbers, symbolic dreams, and intuitive nudges that seem to appear at the perfect time. These signs are not coincidences. They are confirmations that heaven is moving pieces of their destiny into place. Awakening makes the chosen one more aware of the contrast between what nourishes their spirit and what depletes it. They begin to gravitate toward authenticity, toward truth, growth, meaning, purpose, and connection on a deeper level. At the same time, they naturally pull away from anything shallow, toxic, stagnant, or misaligned. The shift can feel lonely at times, but that loneliness is sacred. It creates space for new clarity to emerge. This awakening also brings an intense desire for change. The chosen one begins to feel drawn toward a new direction, even if they don't know where it leads. Their heart feels restless because it knows there is more waiting for them. Their intuition becomes louder, pushing them to take steps they may have been too afraid to take before. The life they once tolerated can no longer hold them. Something inside insists on expansion. And as this awakening unfolds, the chosen one begins to realize that their life has been preparing them for this moment all along. Every heartbreak, every challenge, every closed door, every inner conflict, every phase of confusion was part of a larger design meant to guide them toward their true path. The awakening isn't random, it is intentional, it is timed, it is divinely orchestrated. The chosen one starts to understand that their soul has been waiting to grow into the next stage of their destiny. They begin to feel ready, not because life has become easier, but because their spirit has become stronger. This is the moment when they stop resisting the inner pull and begin to embrace it. They stop clinging to what is familiar and start leaning into the unknown. They stop doubting themselves and start trusting the quiet voice inside that keeps urging them forward. At its core, awakening is heaven activating a new chapter in the chosen one's destiny. It is the spiritual equivalent of a sunrise, gradual, gentle, but powerful enough to illuminate everything it touches. It shifts the way they see themselves, the world, and their purpose. It marks the beginning of a transformation that will guide them toward the life they were always meant to live. So when life begins to feel different, when old environments no longer fit, when your spirit feels like it is reaching for something beyond your current reality, and when questions you've never asked begin rising within you. Understand this truth. Your awakening has begun, and once it begins, nothing can stop it, because heaven itself is guiding you forward. There comes a point in every chosen one's journey when the awakening inside them becomes too strong to ignore. What begins as a whisper in the soul slowly evolves into a pull, an unmistakable tug that seems to come from a place beyond logic, beyond the mind, beyond anything they have ever learned. This inner pull does not feel forced, it does not feel dramatic. Instead, it arrives quietly, steadily, and with a strange sense of inevitability. It feels like the universe is reaching into the depths of their being and turning their attention toward a new direction, one they might never have considered on their own. At first, the chosen one may not recognize this pull for what it is. It starts off as restlessness, a feeling that something is missing or incomplete. Even when life appears stable on the outside, the heart begins to beat differently. There is a sense of longing that cannot be satisfied by old routines or old environments. They may feel like they are living in a version of themselves that no longer reflects who they truly are. What once felt comfortable now feels like a cage, and though they don't yet see where they're being led, they feel an undeniable truth rising within them. The life they've known cannot sustain the soul they are becoming. As this inner pull grows stronger, strange things begin to happen around them. Situations that used to flow smoothly begin to feel blocked. Relationships that once felt secure become distant or strained. Opportunities they thought were meant for them suddenly slip away. Doors close without warning, leaving them confused and wondering what they did wrong. But in reality, these closures are part of the cosmic redirection. The universe closes doors not to punish, but to protect. Not to deny, but to redirect. Anything that is not aligned with the chosen one's future will begin to lose its place in their life. At the same time, new doors begin to open, gently, quietly, subtly. They may meet someone unexpectedly who inspires them. They may discover a passion they never knew they had. They may stumble upon an idea, a message, or a moment that feels strangely significant. These openings do not feel forced. They feel natural, almost effortless, as if the universe is guiding them step by step without them even realizing it. And the chosen one begins to feel something they cannot explain, a sense of being drawn towards something greater. During this stage, synchronicities become more frequent. Patterns appear in their life that make them pause and pay attention. They might see repeating numbers, meaningful symbols, or signs that seem to follow them everywhere. They might hear the same phrase from different people in different places, almost like a hidden message woven into the fabric of their day. They might experience coincidences that feel too precise to be random. These synchronicities are the universe's way of speaking in a language that bypasses the mind and touches the soul directly. They are confirmations that the chosen one is being guided, supported, and watched over. Intuition also grows stronger during this stage. The inner voice becomes clearer, more confident, more insistent. It begins to speak in ways that feel both natural and supernatural, leading the chosen one away from harmful paths and toward paths that align with their destiny. They begin to sense when something is right for them, even if it scares them. They begin to sense when something is wrong, even if it looks perfect on the surface. Intuition becomes the compass that helps them navigate through uncertainty. It does not always explain itself, but it is always accurate. As this inner pull continues to guide them, the chosen one begins to realize that they cannot go back to who they were. The old version of themselves feels too small, too limited, too disconnected from their truth. Even if they try to force themselves into old patterns, something inside pushes back. They feel out of alignment when they stay in places or relationships that no longer resonate. They feel drained when they try to shrink themselves to fit into the expectations of others. Their spirit simply refuses to remain in spaces that no longer support their growth. This can be a confusing phase because it feels like the ground beneath them is shifting. They may not fully understand why certain things are falling apart, or why they feel compelled to move towards something uncertain. Fear may arise, fear of change, fear of failure, fear of stepping into the unknown. But underneath the fear lies a deeper knowing. They are being prepared. They are being led. They are being shaped for a purpose bigger than they imagined. This inner pull is the universe's way of realigning their path. Realignment is not gentle. It often requires letting go of people, environments, beliefs, identities, and timelines that once felt comfortable, but now limit the chosen one's expansion. Realignment demands honesty with oneself. It demands courage. It demands trust in a process that does not reveal the entire map, but gives just enough light for the next step. As realignment unfolds, the chosen one may notice that certain things become easier. What once felt forced now flows. What once felt confusing now becomes clear. They feel bursts of intuitive clarity that cut through the fog. They begin to understand the patterns, the timing, and the synchronicities that push them forward. They realize that the redirection was not random, it was sacred. It was the universe removing them from paths that would have harmed them or held them back. There is a moment in this process when everything clicks. The chosen one suddenly understands why certain people left, why certain opportunities fell through, why certain dreams shifted, and why their heart kept pulling them in a direction that made no logical sense. They see that every disruption, every delay, every intuition, and every sign was guiding them toward a life that matches their soul's vibration. The inner pull was not confusion. It was divine clarity disguised as uncertainty. Realignment reveals itself in the way they begin to feel at peace with change. The fear lessens, the trust grows, the heart opens. They no longer resist the direction they are being led. Instead, they begin to follow it willingly, intuitively, courageously. They begin to feel the presence of something larger than themselves, orchestrating the next steps of their destiny. This presence becomes a source of comfort, a reminder that they are not alone and never have been. At its core, this inner pull is the universe speaking through the language of intuition, synchronicity, and divine timing. It is the silent force that pushes them forward, the invisible hand that guides them, the gentle voice that whispers, "This way." It is not chaos, it is alignment. It is not confusion, it is transformation. It is not randomness, it is destiny becoming active. The realignment process is the universe making sure the chosen one steps onto the path meant for their soul. And once this inner pull becomes undeniable, there is no stopping the journey that follows. The path opens, the heart awakens, and the chosen one begins to walk toward the life they were always meant to live. There is a moment in every chosen one's path when the universe stops whispering and begins speaking directly to the heart. It happens after the awakening has shaken them awake, after the inner pull has begun guiding them toward a new direction, and after everything inside them has shifted in ways they cannot ignore. This moment carries weight. It carries clarity. It carries truth. It carries a message that arrives not from their fears, not from their doubts, not from their past, but from a higher place, a place of purpose, protection, and divine intention. This message is meant to reach the exact version of them standing where they are right now. Heaven wants them to know that they have grown far more than they give themselves credit for. So much of their evolution has happened silently, internally, hidden from the eyes of the world. They have survived storms that would have broken others. They have endured seasons of isolation that felt endless. They have carried burdens they never spoke aloud. And yet, despite everything, they are still here. Not defeated, not weakened, but transformed. Their strength did not come from moments of ease. It came from the nights they cried alone, the days they questioned everything, and the times they kept moving forward, even when they didn't know where they were going. Heaven wants them to understand that they are being guided more than they know. Every shift, every intuitive pull, every closing door, and every unexpected opening has been part of a larger plan that their conscious mind could not yet comprehend. They were never wandering blindly. They were being led. Even when the path felt chaotic, even when everything around them collapsed, and even when their faith was thin as a thread, guidance was always there, subtle, quiet, persistent.
The signs they dismissed as coincidence were messages. The dreams they tried to forget were warnings or revelations. The inner voice they doubted was the echo of a higher truth speaking directly to their soul. They are not lost. They are being redirected. Every time they felt like life was pushing them away from something they wanted, it was because that thing was too small for the destiny they were meant to grow into. Every time a plan fell apart, it was because it was built on foundations not meant to last. Every time someone walked away, it was because that person could not follow them into the next chapter. Redirection often feels like rejection, but it is actually divine protection. Heaven removes what is not aligned long before the chosen one understands why. The clarity comes later, the peace comes later, the gratitude comes later. But the redirection always comes right on time. They are not wandering, they are awakening. The confusion they feel is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that their old identity is dissolving to make room for the higher version of themselves. Awakening is not gentle. It breaks illusions, dismantles ego, reveals truth, and exposes anything that no longer belongs in their spirit. The discomfort they feel is the pressure of transformation. The restlessness they feel is their soul preparing to rise. The questions they ask are evidence that they are outgrowing a life they can no longer fit into. They are awakening to their own power, their own intuition, and their own destiny. And awakening always comes before alignment. They are not starting over. They are stepping into the life their spirit was always meant to live. Every ending they've experienced was a doorway disguised as a loss. Every chapter that closed was clearing space for something greater. Every detour they were forced to take was a correction, not a setback. The path ahead of them is not a new path. It is the real path, the true path, the path their soul has been trying to lead them toward since the very beginning. The life they are about to enter is the life that matches their frequency, honors their worth, and aligns with the truth of who they are. Heaven wants them to realize that this message is not appearing now by accident. It is arriving at the exact moment their spirit is ready to hear it, ready to understand it, ready to act on it. Something within them has shifted. The old cycles are closing. The old wounds are healing. The old fears are losing their power. They are not the same person they were, even a few months ago. They have crossed an invisible threshold. They have entered a new inner space where clarity begins to bloom, where vision becomes sharper, where intuition becomes louder, and where purpose begins to reveal itself piece by piece. This message comes now to help them release what no longer belongs. They have held on to people, environments, memories, identities, and expectations that were only meant for a past version of themselves. Some things were meant to teach them, but not to stay with them. Some people were meant to walk a chapter, but not the whole story. Some dreams were meant to help them grow, but not to define them forever. Letting go does not mean failure. It means readiness. It means alignment. It means they are stepping into higher ground. The universe would not ask them to release what still served them. It only asks them to release what limits them. Heaven is calling them to step boldly into their purpose. Not quietly, not fearfully, not halfway. Boldly, with conviction, with trust, with the understanding that every step they take in alignment with their soul is supported by forces they cannot see. They are being encouraged to walk forward, even if they don't see the full path yet. They are being urged to listen to the guidance in their heart, even when it contradicts logic. They are being prepared to embrace opportunities that reflect their true potential. And above all, they are being reminded that they are capable of far more than the world has ever made them believe. The message they are receiving is a message of activation, a message of remembrance, a message of return. Not return to who they were, but return to who they were always meant to be. Heaven does not send messages lightly. It sends them when a sacred shift is unfolding. It sends them when the soul reaches a certain level of readiness. It sends them when the chosen one is standing at the edge of transformation, needing only a final spark to step into their destiny. This is that spark. This is that message. This is that moment. They are being called to rise. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, not when they feel completely ready, but now. Because the path ahead is waiting, because their soul is awakening, because heaven has prepared them far longer than they realize, and because the world needs what is awakening inside them. As we reach the end of this message, take a moment to sit with the feeling it created inside you. Notice the way certain words resonated, the way certain truths felt familiar, and the way your spirit responded in moments you didn't expect. Messages like these do not arrive randomly. They come during turning points, during inner transitions, during moments when the soul is quietly asking for direction. Chosen ones always receive powerful divine messages at the exact time they need them most. Messages that close old cycles, awaken dormant truths, and guide them toward the path they were always destined to walk. Think about everything you've been moving through: the confusion, the questions, the inner shifts, the restlessness, the sense that something bigger is unfolding beneath the surface of your life. None of that has been accidental. Every emotion, every realization, every push and pull has been part of your preparation. You have been moving through a sacred transformation, even on the days when it felt like you were standing still. And this message comes not to tell you something new, but to confirm what your soul has been sensing all along, that you are ready for the next chapter. You may not see the full picture yet, but you are stepping out of an old version of yourself. You are shedding what no longer aligns with who you are becoming. You are releasing relationships, beliefs, habits, and cycles that have served their purpose. You are walking away from chapters that have reached their end. And as you let go, you make space for the path that truly belongs to you, the one your spirit has been trying to guide you towards since the beginning. If this message found you today, it is because it was meant for you. It arrived at this moment because your soul is open, your awareness is awakening, and your destiny is beginning to shift into place. You are not lost, you are not behind, you are not starting over. You are stepping into alignment with your true path, the path that reflects your strength, your growth, your resilience, and your divine purpose. Remember this: if this message feels like it reached you at the perfect moment, it's because it was meant for you. Heaven has been guiding your steps far longer than you realize. Even in the moments you felt alone, you were being protected. Even in the moments you felt confused, you were being redirected. Even in the moments you felt broken, you were being reshaped. Everything has been leading you here, to clarity, to awakening, to truth, to alignment. Carry this message with you as you move forward. Let it anchor you when doubt arises. Let it encourage you when fear whispers. Let it remind you that your journey is far from accidental. You are becoming who you were always meant to be, and the universe is preparing the way ahead of you with precision, intention, and love. So step forward with confidence. Step forward with trust. Step forward knowing you are guided, supported, and deeply seen by the divine. Your awakening is already underway, and your path is unfolding in perfect timing. If this message touched your heart, please like, share this video, and subscribe so I can continue bringing you more spiritual guidance.